Hello again, thanks for joining. So not that long ago I did a review of a very similar diesel shunter to this one, but it was actually by Shunter and it had a rubber band drive which was absolutely terrible I thought, and it needed some repairs to get it going. You can check that video out on my channel. But I've got much higher hopes for this locomotive because it's from Fleischmann, one of my favourite brands of HO stuff before they now. But obviously now they only do N gauge, which I think is a bit of a loss to the model railway world. Anyway, this model here is number 4227 and it's a class 260 shunter and it's in this great blue and cream livery. I'm really looking forward to having a look at this. I've not had it out the box since I bought it, so let's get it open and we'll check it out. So obviously this is a second-hand model. It does still have the instruction sheet that came with it, and it's showing how you can take this model apart. It looks as though you have to take the buffers off and then take the front panel off to be able to get the body off, and it's showing you take the buffers off with a set of pliers. So if I try that, I'm bound to absolutely wreck this model. It's got some details about lubrication at the bottom, and at the back it has, as usual, about the Fleischmann little stud here which operates other trackside accessories, and also how to clean your track and run this locomotive. And here is this loco. What a fantastic looking thing it is. I love the colour scheme on this and it's got a lot of character to it. Looks like it's going to be a really nice little locomotive, but let's look at it in closer detail. So unsurprisingly this is a second-hand model, but it looks pretty good condition overall. However, I do notice that a little chip of the cream has happened up here, which is a shame. It's spoiling the front of this locomotive. But aside from that, this cream is actually masked off really well onto the body, and the number there, 260108-6, is really quite clear and crisp. This front panel we saw that it could come off. It's actually made of metal, but it's been painted cream as well. And it looks as though we might have lighting on this as well. We'll give it a go in a little bit. Here's the buffers that you need to take off, and I think they're made of metal. And we have the plastic Fleischmann coupling hanging out the front, and it's always a bit wobbly, these Fleischmann couplings, but it just adds to the character of the model, I guess. As we look down the side, we've got some more cream printed around here. This part here is another metal handrail, and we've got a cream stripe running the whole length of the locomotive, and that's done really quite well. The moulding is good. I like the details here. It's got some rivet details on these grills, and the hatches are well defined. And down in this part here, which is cream, we've got some writing as well in the blue. It's very fine. I can barely see that with the naked eye, but it's really quite good that it's there. All the way along here there's little bits of writing, and of course on the side of the cab we have the DB logo and the number again. The windows up here are almost flush fit, but they do have silver surrounds which look really good. And we also have silver handrails there coming down, and the door handles being picked out in silver paint as well, really nicely detailed. You can see through those windows. They're a little bit frosted, but you will notice that there is a huge big gear wheel in there, so there's no interior detail. Obviously the motor is taking up all the inside. As we move further down the locomotive, we've got this little S-bend here which is picked out in cream, and this part here which is actually in white. And the smaller nose is got the cream surround as well. Again, very good masking. And the number is printed really clearly, and we've got another set of metal handrails at this end too, and the same setup with the buffers and the coupling. Looking a bit further up, this light here has got a silver surround which has been painted on, which looks really good. I wonder whether that'll operate. I don't hold out much hope for that, but you never know. The roof here is a separate piece. It's made of grey plastic. You can pull this up a little bit, but it doesn't come off, and it's got these parts moulded in which could easily break off. Another little light at the front there. And we have the overhead electric little flash there, which is actually moulded into the plastic and picked out in yellow, which is really good. And also up here where the exhaust is, it's got a silver surround, which has been painted on too. So looking at the chassis, we've got some detail at the front here, and the wheels are all metal, and we have this metal connecting rod, and obviously the counterweight there, which is metal too, and it's painted in red. You can see the gears on this side, and there's not a huge amount of detail on the chassis. Around the other side, we've got some of the parts here which are moulded into the main piece of plastic, and they're very detailed. And also we have this extra tank added in as another piece which is in grey plastic. But still very limited detail on the chassis, although we do have some rivet detail at the back here and some at the front. So overall this is a neat looking locomotive. It packs a lot of detail into a small model, and I think this looks really fantastic. I wonder how it's going to run though. Let's put it on the test track and see what happens. Before we do, I'll just show underneath that we've got drive onto these two front wheels and nothing on the back here, although it looks as though we pick up from all wheels. Sometimes the drive comes from the counterweight, but on this one it looks to be free moving. So we're relying on these two with the gear wheel underneath there to drive this model. And here we are on the test track. It's my old Hornby third radius track as normal. It's getting a bit worn out, this track. I've used it quite a lot in a lot of videos and you'll be used to seeing it by now. And also I'm going to be using my H&M controller on 12 volts DC to give it some power. So let's see what happens. Well, pretty unusual for a Fleischmann Loco. It's stuttering around a little bit. I don't think it's the wheels, it could be the gears that just need a little bit of oil, but unfortunately we're going to have to take this apart. I'm not looking forward to this because we've got to use a pair of pliers to get it open. But, you know, let's give it a go and see what happens. So just looking at the body shell inside here, it is set up to have lighting. We do have this weight which fell out. And also there's another weight here on the chassis. This is actually quite heavy. It does have 2 light bulbs. So this weight here just pulls off. Of course you have the pancake motor up here. It's a typical Fleischmann motor. It doesn't look too bad inside, not very dirty, that's for sure. And the gears aren't too bad at all. It could just be that it needs a little bit of oil. So I'm going to do that and then see how it runs.
A few moments later.
Well, it took a bit of running back and forth to get it going, but it's freed up now and it's running great. Very low geared though, which is probably prototypical for a little shunter like this, so it can move along at a slow speed. I think it looks really great, but the lights don't work that well. Oh, it's obviously ripe for an upgrade, but as it stands, I think this is a very appealing model. It's also quite heavy as well with all those weights inside, so let's put it on the scales and we'll see how much it weighs. So this model comes in at 298 grams. So Fleischmann's DB260 Shunter locomotive I think is actually a really good model. It does have some limitations. Obviously the big motor inside limits what you can see there, there's no interior detail and the lighting isn't that good, but you know, at least it's got it. There is much to like about this model. The metal handrails all around it means it will take a few knocks and it won't get broken. The gearing is really low so it goes along at a nice slow speed like a shunter should. And it's got all these extra little details that are being picked out with paint as well. This particular one does have that chip on the nose and I think some of the paint is actually coming off here and there. But these models are getting a little bit old now. Things have moved on now and you can get a lot more detail obviously. However, I think this has got an acceptable level of detail, plus it's got the robustness of the metal parts on it that I think it'll do sterling work on any layout. So I definitely would recommend this. And I think it's a definite keeper for me because it's got so much character and I really like the colours on it. It looks absolutely fantastic. But what do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be interested to hear what you think of this little shunter. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel. I'll put this on the turntable so you can see all the way around. But that's it for this video. Thanks for checking out this model with me and I'll see you on the next one.
So model trains, model worlds, choo choo, model trains, tiny worlds, choo choo, model trains, tiny model worlds, choo choo, model trains, tiny worlds, choo choo.